first team all ACC. I mean, he was very clutch for your team down the stretch.
Well, I'm really proud of him. John had an outstanding season. As much as the 20 points, it was how efficient he was in getting 50% shooter from the field, 40% from three, 75 plus from the line. He really improved this year. We knew he was going to take a big step, and I'm just happy for him because I already looked at it.
Are you surprised at how big the step was? Over 5 points a game, and really just became the absolute unquestioned leader of the basketball?
No, we knew that he was going to be, our leading scorer, and certainly planned accordingly. And I was maybe pleasantly surprised he was as efficient shooting from three as he was. I knew he would make improvements in that area, and I saw the improvements all fall when I was watching him shoot. But to do it in ACC play again speaks to the quality of his play. He played at an unbelievably high level.
What about playing Georgia Tech third time in a month? I mean, you're that familiar with the opponents, just plays with no surprises.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's the players make plays in these kinds of games. Both coaching staff will have their teams ready. You kind of know what you're going to get. Guys just got to go out and execute. We got to be a little bit more mentally tough than we've been in a couple games on the road and lost a couple leads where we didn't finish things off the way we can. I think offensively, I think we played pretty well throughout most of the ACC season. I think our guys have played with pretty good confidence. We're still looking for a little bit more consistency in the second, third score every once in a while, but I like the way we're playing, and confident our guys will be excited and ready to play well.
Coach George Hunt had one of his best games against you in Atlanta. What can you do to try to limit him?
He's a hard matchup. We have smaller guards, and they've taken one of their smaller guards out of the lineup, and they're playing him at the point now, and so we've got to figure out ways to counteract that. Adam Smith is an outstanding shooter. They've got good post players that are older and big bodied that can score inside. They're a talented offensive team because they have a lot of different weapons. You can't just focus on one. Certainly he is a matchup problem for us.
Is Gabe, both through his play and energy as well as his size, is he deserving of more playing time?
Well, I don't know if he deserves it. He hasn't been as consistent all the time as we'd like him to be. I think you've seen improvement in his play. I think he's had some really, really good halves. He doesn't always put it together back to back. He's still a little inconsistent in terms of just his maturity level and focus and attention to detail that I think sometimes you need to be a consistently really good player. But I do think he's improved a lot. He's a lot better now than he was when he first got here. He has some physical tools with the size that you like in a guard his position. And again, as the game continues to slow down and he continues to make good decisions, he's going to be a good player.
You got some out of Dante finally at the BC, but did the losing streak before that accentuate the issues that when Gabe and Avery and Jordan and Dante are just not producing points?
I mean, there are certainly times when those guys have been inconsistent, and it causes some problems. You got to have more than just Javon playing well to beat the kind of teams that we're playing. Most teams have multiple scores. A team like NC State's got Cat Barber, so they've got a guy that gets 20 for them every night too, and then it comes down to other players playing well. We've had games where we've had some guys do it, and other games where we haven't. I think that'll be the key to the success in the conference tournament. Will be second and third scores rising up from any one of those guys you mentioned.
What's your take on why this tournament has been so difficult for this basketball team the last several years? Obviously, there's good teams that you're playing along the way. We just haven't had the success that we've had.
No, I don't know. I think it's just there's good teams in this tournament. It's challenging games, and we've lost some close ones. We've won a couple. I don't have an answer for that.
Is it disappointing that the trend there is that you guys have put together decent regular seasons, had some good seeds, and then just not been able to capitalize?
I don't know if our seed has been so good that it's like we're a clear favorite. I mean, we're 7, Georgia Tech's 10 today, but they've won 5 out of 6. And, they're playing really well. I mean, I think it's a pick 'em game. Split during the season. I think it's just a team that shows up and plays the best is going to win. And I think that's the case a lot of times in these tournaments. And we'd like to continue to do better than we've done. So we'll see how we do this week.
How would you assess your team's ability to kind of match up really against anyone?
I like our team where we're at right now. I think a lot of our success again will, rely on our three-point shooting. I think that's the one thing. I don't think we're physically as gifted as some of the teams that we play. They're bigger and stronger in a lot of positions. The way we counteracted is to shoot the basketball better. We're a 37% three-point shooting team. We're a team that can make threes, and when we do that, that's how we make teams that are bigger pay. So, again, a lot of our success is predicated on being a little bit tougher defensively, but then also offensively making shots.
In terms of playing in
a little bit more balance in the Boston College win. It wasn't wrong, and a couple other guys chipping in.
Yeah, you got to remember now, some of it is the way the games are played and how the opponent plays you. So if teams, play us in a certain way and give Jerron more avenues to score, then he has a chance to score 30. That's happening. Then there's going to be other teams that do everything in their power to hold him to 10 points. And now that's going to open up other things for other guys. So I think, that's one thing media-wise, we don't always see that. We wonder, why did a guy have a bad game when the whole defensive game plan might be to stop Jerron? Or why did this guy have a better game? Well, because he had more opportunities, he had a bigger guy guarding him, they played off of him, whatever it is. So I think, one of the things we have to do and our players have to do is recognize how your best player is being played and then adjust. And your best player has to adjust to that. And that's been a learning process for Jerron this year. For a long time, nobody really did much. They just kind of guard him straight. And he got to do whatever he wanted to. There are going to be some teams now that try to do things that take him out of his game, and he has to be careful not to turn the ball over trying to get too much. He might only score 14 or 15 points, but we might play better because of the way he's being guarded.
with
Fans
the
love
Verizon.
the fans love the madness of March. As a coach, does this month have a different feel to it for you?
A little bit, yeah. I think everybody has, an eagerness to play in important games, and the end is near, and so you're trying to maximize everything you can, and you're trying to maximize your experience for your players. You want those guys to experience success, so certainly everybody's on heightened awareness a little bit. You see there's a lot of guys in the gym early and from practice. I think everybody's really excited and ready to play. Coaches are the same way.
In terms of the Verizon Center, a little bit of good news, bad news. That your guys are used to a pro-style arena, but you're not going to have the Clemson crowd.
Yeah. It's kind of fun for the guys. I'm sure they'll enjoy being in the NBA arena. They like that. But we, a lot of arenas are different. The one thing I always said about the Well early on was I felt like the Well, even though the fans were a lot farther away from the court, and it maybe wasn't quite as intimate and as loud as some places, I didn't feel like the shooting background was bad at all in the Well. I felt like it was a really good shooting environment. The lighting was great. I've never been to the Verizon Center, so I don't know what it's like there. It'll present some unique challenges, I'm sure, a little bit. It's a little frustrating in that you don't have a shoot around there. You just kind of got to go in and play, but Georgia Tech's got to do the same thing, so we'll see which team adjusts.